What's up, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with the overall market real quick. Just know that I am not a financial planner. Anyways, as far as Tesla's going, we got a rejection so far. Instead of getting a bounce off 275, Tesla is beginning to struggle to hold 272, which is not the best of signs so far. So please keep that in mind. That's going to be very important. The Fed is keeping rates the same despite the pressure from President Trump. And this is some big news because obviously President Trump is not going to be happy about this, but Jerome Powell is going to give us more clarity in just a couple of minutes. Jerome Powell is going to be speaking at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, about 15 minutes from the time I'm recording this. So we'll see what that leads to. He'll give us more insights about inflation, what's happening with the Fed's policies, what they're going to be doing with their balance sheets, and much more details. So with that being said, what's happening? The whole market is actually selling off a bit. When the decision came out, the market pushed up, then it came back down, and now we're showing some weakness. So if the market dumps as a whole, this could drag Tesla down with it. If the market bounces, this could help Tesla bounce. We want Tesla to get back above 280 to rebound. If not, we're going to be at risk of dipping towards like 268 and then all the way down to like 260. If this fails, you want to be very, very careful looking at the 4 hour. Hopefully, we don't end up losing these supports. Um, on top of this, I just want to mention there is some weakness right now when you look at the setups. So we'll have to see what that leads to if the whole market drags us lower. So I would hope that we try to reclaim 280, but as of right now, it does not look very likely. We're looking pretty weak. We'll see if Jerome Powell could save the day, but as of right now, we are favoring downside. For SPY, we're also favoring downside. We have a left shoulder, a head, and then a right shoulder. Jerome Powell needs to get us back above 567 to really, really push up. At the very least, at least 560. If we can't do that, we're going to be at risk of returning to not only 555, but 552 essentially. Then the 540s if this head and shoulders plays out. There's that risk of downside nonetheless. The QQQ also has a head and shoulders like pattern. We need to get back above 481 to rebound. If not, we're looking for a move back down to 475. We need to hold 475. We'll see if we bounce off that or not. Will Jerome Powell cause a big rug pull? If we don't hold 475, we could be dumping quite a bit down to like 465 too. For the IWM, we also have an inverse cup and handle. We need to get back above 198. If we can't, we're going to be at risk of dipping to 194 or below. For ES, we also have a very similar setup. We have a head and shoulders as well. We're looking for basically 5,600. If this doesn't hold, we're going to be dumping it to at least 5,550. So you want to be very careful at this support to see if we could hold. But if Jerome Powell wants to launch us, I would love to see us get back above 5,700. So we'll see how that goes. NQ is dipping with a head and shoulders like pattern. We need to get back above 19,900. If not, we're looking at 19,700 as the main support. We're barely there. If that breaks, we're going to be at risk of dipping to about 19,500 or below. Bitcoin is also slowing down a bit. This could be dipping towards 95,000. Tesla's barely holding 272. We need to hold this, or else we could be dipping towards the 268 or below area. Nvidia has support at 112 and then 110. We need to break past 115 to be bullish. Otherwise, we could be dipping more. For others out there, such as, let me just double check this, such as Apple, we're technically on a downtrend. We need to get back above like 197. If not, I'm going to be looking for a risk of 190 or below. For Coinbase, we're technically making lower highs. We need to get back above 198. Otherwise, I could be looking for a move back down to 190. For Amazon's just kind of consolidating right here. We could be dipping back down to 185. Meta is dipping as well, back down to about 584. We're consolidating, but just be very, very careful. Might be dipping a bit. Microsoft could be dipping down to about 427, so you want to be careful to see if we bounce off that or not. And Google is dumping right now. We had some bad news that came out involving lawsuits. Google has to pay Apple about $20 billion annually to remain the default search engine on Safari. So that's some big news. So we'll see how it ends up going. Not the best of news for them as just selling off. So with that being said, Apple, the market, they're all in a very, very interesting place. And by the way, for Apple, like I said before, we're on a bit of a downtrend. We're going to be looking to see if we hold support. If not, we could be at risk of like 190. So keep that in mind. But the whole market is selling off right now. But there's no guarantees yet until we hear what the big guy has to say. So we'll see what Jerome Powell says at 2:30. Expect some high volatility and we'll see how it goes. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening and get ready for some high volatility. Thank you and peace out.